Alright, everybody. Put your good thriller shoes on because it's time for another episode of Chick Flick Shuffle. Today, we have the return of your favorite Canadian, Stray.
I'm back!
Yeah, that was appropriately creepy.
It was.
We are reviewing a bit of a horror movie. Lots of jump scares.
You want to introduce the other people?
I know, right?
It's just the End and Stray show now.
No, that show got canceled.
Keep going in.
We also have Gio.
So,
And the valiant return of Nokami the Stripper Monkey.
Yo! I will not be stripping tonight.
This is the night to be stripping. Why not? It's October. It's the month of stripping.
how does that make sense?
What? I don't know. It's just, to me, stripping goes with October. They just fit together like hot dogs and hot dog buns. Costumes have something to do with it, yes.
I don't know.
Just put the word sexy in front of something and that you have a costume.
Because, afterwards, after October, stripping is just strange, You don't go to strip clubs on Thanksgiving. You don't strip for Thanksgiving and then strip for Christmas? What? Strip for Hanukkah? No, after October,
Hanukkah.
stripping season is over.
You do know Hanukkah's not even a major holiday for them, right?
Yes, I do know that.
Okay, it's making.
But it is a major holiday for people that are guilty about celebrating Christmas.
And let me tell you this. Canadian Thanksgiving was this Monday.
Nobody cares about that.
Canadian Thanksgiving was on Christopher Columbus Day, which is odd. They sunk up.
Whatever. I just wanted to say that.
Today we are going to be reviewing The Descent. Now let me tell you why we are reviewing The Descent, other than the obvious fact that it is Halloweenish, and I wanted to do something to celebrate Halloween because Halloween is awesome. There are 5 women is it 5 or more? It's more than 5. There are a lot of women in this movie.
It's an all-woman cast if you don't count the human in the beginning.
The human in the beginning.
Human.
Yeah, it's another movie where guys have no lines.
No, he had a line.
It's another movie where a guy
I'm completely fine. I'm totally fine.
That is a thing.
Oh my god! I just reminded myself of that horrible movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, the very beginning, the husband died, and I didn't even realize the daughter died too.
How did you not realize that?
I only saw it hit his head. I didn't see it hit her head.
But she disappeared throughout the rest of the movie.
I know. That was when I realized that. Wait, she died too.
Alright.
Wait, it wasn't the part where she just turns around and then turns out to be one of those crawler things?
No, I'm talking about the beginning.
Why would we skip to the end at the beginning of our podcast?
I thought you didn't want to do this in chronological order.
I didn't. But that doesn't mean we jump around just yet. Because we have to give us some background information. That's right. So the
You're
Descent.
never going to cut this out anyway, and...
What? I'm cutting you out. You want me to cut you out?
No, you're not cutting anything out.
I cut stuff out all the time. Yes. The Descent is a British horror film directed by Neil Marshall. I don't know who he is because he's British. And I'm black. We got that. We can get away with that sort of
Doctor Who,
ignorance.
though.
What?
You watch Doctor Who, though.
Well, that's different.
That's still British.
I'll explain why when I come up with a good reason.
And then edit it in.
Yeah, and then I'll edit it in. The
And then-
Descent story follows 6 women. It's 6. And they go into an unmapped cave and get eaten.
Nice job,
That's the
Juno.
story.
Stupid bitch.
Like a horror movie, stories aren't typically, they're either don't have much of a plot, or they do have a plot, but it's full of twists, and you can't really say much about it without ruining the entire movie.
There was no plot to this. It was one stupid chick's idea. Hey, let's go to this cave that no one's ever gone to.
See,
Or
I
more
like that
excitement.
chick. I don't like, I knew you guys were gonna hate her. I don't hate her at all.
I hate
don't-
her because of her stupidity.
I don't
That's
think
it. That's the only thing that got me.
you could have taken a little bit more precaution. What she was trying to do is really nice.
I can't hate someone who can go Berserker Barrage.
Not in an
Almost everyone in this movie should have gone Berserker Barrage.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yo,
Like, only 2 of
few
them.
of them.
Only
Yeah.
like 2.
And I'm just thinking, while they're going Berserker Barrage, things happen, and I'm like, oh, I know if it's me and my friends in this cavern, about to get eaten by a bunch of naked dudes,
And
anything
chicks.
goes. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. We go down there, anything goes. Don't blame me for my actions.
I
I'm
know.
going to stand
Because,
back.
here's the first thing. We wouldn't get into this situation.
Because we'll hit you before you do it.
No, we're too smart to not do this crap.
Yeah, we're too black. We're like,
Exactly.
oh, that's a mighty dark hole right there. I mean, we can go, but no one's gonna see Richard down there, and that's just gonna.
Let's go back up.
We should
pretty
just
down
stay
here, but-
here.
Let's go back up there, where we're safe.
I think I saw some Popeye's chicken across the road over yonder.
Yeah, I knew when they started going through that tiny little hole. They kept going diagonally, then up and sideways, and all kinds of crap. I knew something was going to go down. Especially as it looked like everyone kept drowning when they went to that water.
Let's explain the characters for a moment.
Okay. Should we
These
start off
characters
with our
who
protagonists or main?
only know 2 of the names of.
I could only remember Sarah and Juno.
Exactly.
No, wait.
I remember Holly,
Holly,
because she
yeah,
was the
Holly.
American with the
Crazy
British
chick.
accent.
Crazy chick, Holly. Everyone else was like, I can't remember your name until they screamed out, oh, that's your name. What were you again?
And that's because, look, there's 6 women. Only 3 of them, as far as I'm concerned, are even notable. Well,
That
4.
thing.
Let's say 4. You got Sarah, who's the main character, the main protagonist of this film. Her husband and little girl died in a car crash.
Sarah and all her friends are into extreme sports with an X.
Yeah.
And while her husband and daughter, normally stay in the background going, yep, let's see how long until she dies.
Yeah, let's see how much I get paid for this 5-second appearance.
And then Sarah's husband and daughter die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it was he was the one that was on the wrong side of the road, right?
I don't know.
They don't explain why he got distracted.
I mean, it's British, so the wrong side of the road for them would be different for us, right?
They were in America, I think.
I thought they were in
was
Scotland.
I don't know where they were.
Yeah, we don't know where they were.
All I know is he was driving on one side, the truck was on the other side, and what kind of truck carries spike poles in it?
I've seen trucks like that. I've been behind trucks like that.
I know, I have too. But these went through the front.
Yeah, I hate being behind any of those cars with stuff. There's just too much stuff
Were
in the
you
back.
driving at the time is the question.
I think of, what is it? That one movie. Final Destination, every time I'm behind a truck like those.
Me too.
Okay, I'm not the only one that feels that.
Oh no. It's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna die here. Not in an epic explosion, just this truck is gonna do something really stupid. You know what? I should drive by the truck, see who's driving it. Because Death is probably driving that truck.
Damn it, Stray.
What? You're lucky my headphones are messed up right now.
That's a shame. So you have Sarah's best friend. I couldn't tell you which one's the best friend, but she's one of the four, important women in this movie. If not for the simple fact
It
that
was the one that was not Juno.
The
it was
one that
the
got
one
the
that wore the
necklace?
pajamas.
I don't remember her name. It was
Oh.
the one that wasn't Juno or Holly.
That's all. And then you have
You know?
Other three?
the-
The other three, and then Holly, who's extreme with 2 X's.
Well, you guys keep bringing up Holly. I think you like is Holly the new one to the group?
Yeah, she's the new one.
No, she wasn't the one with the camera. The one with the camera was so stupid. Look,
No, Holly
they
was
all
the.
have things, but yeah,
She's Juno's new friend.
yeah. So
jumped
okay,
off a
I know who
building.
Holly is. I know who Juno is. I know who Sarah is. One character in here is a medic, or is driving to be a
Beth.
doctor or a nurse.
That's her name. That's the other friend of Sarah's, Beth. I remember
Oh.
because she dies.
They
That's
all
one
die.
die.
Yes, but her death is special.
Sure.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
And then you have, alright, so, let's see. Beth, Sarah, Juno, Holly, the medic woman, and then the one woman that always carries around a camera.
Yeah.
Which one
Well-
had the watch?
I think it
One
was
with the camera.
Yeah, one with the camera.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
remember one of them was named Sam. I think.
Okay, so now we have Sam and
Let me check. There's Sam and Rebecca are the other two.
The title of this review is going to be The Descent into the Name Game. So, here's the deal, okay? Sarah she was grieving and stuff, but now she's getting over it, or pretending to get over it. And Juno wasn't there for any of that. Juno's like, this is really uncomfortable. Later, so she left and went back to doing extreme stuff with Holly, who's like Mrs. Extreme. And the first 50 minutes of this movie is really just character drama, building the characters because they want you to like them before they kill them off, which, you have to admire compared to all these other horror movies where it's like, hey, it's a bunch of douches. Time to die. That could be on the box cover of just about 80% of all horror movies. Hey.
Especially
bunch
the
of douches.
Jason one.
Oh, yes. But then you can't hate Jason for it because Jason helped, create that formula.
Yeah.
And like I said, they want you to like these characters, these women. But as you can see, we're having trouble remembering most of them. So I can't say they did a fantastic job on that.
At least
No,
they
but-
tried.
some of them just weren't memorable. They didn't do anything. They didn't go berserk.
But die.
Exactly. That's what guys want in a chick flick horror film. Berserk.
They're in their period.
No, we don't want that. Relive that horror film.
Wait a
You
minute.
don't need to watch it. But you know what? I'm actually surprised there's not a horror movie based on that. Well, a little
Women
bit of
on their
Ginger
period.
Snaps. Ginger Snaps is kind of like period, except that's represented by turning into a werewolf. But yeah, a woman goes on her period and then it turns into a killer while she's on her period. And then after the period's over, she's like normal. And no one finds out until it's too late.
Oh God. That was
They,
good.
they wouldn't even have to call it period. Just have a big red dot. That's the name of the movie. Everyone will know what they're talking about. Okay. Now that we've... I'm thinking, am I gonna have to do another introduction to apologize to everyone who has periods?
So every girl.
No,
Yeah.
they're on their periods. They're all turning into monsters. It's fine. We all know.
Yeah.
That would explain the giant pool underground. Just a bunch of leftover monster period.
I was
Okay.
really hoping when I saw that pool that it wasn't blood. Because that is just an ungodly amount of blood.
And, the way these monsters kill people, the way they're introduced, I don't know how the medic knows exactly how they work, but the way they're given, they go up, they steal people, they kill them. I don't see how a pool of blood, how does that turn into a giant pool of blood? Like, people don't bleed that much, and then the blood dries up, or, gets stuck on the rocks and dries up. The giant pool of blood. How is that there? That's some
I was
Dr. Cheese
underground
stuff
lake
right there.
still existing if that logic comes out.
Didn't hear a word you said.
Underground lake and something. That's all I heard.
Oh. Yeah, underground lake of blood? What, did Jason take his bath there?
Yes.
So, they're traveling through the cave. They find out, Juno doesn't know where she's going. Juno's like, yeah, I pretended we had a map so I can bring you guys down here. This is what you always wanted. Extreme. And then they get
Apparently it was
stuck so
too
the cave
extreme.
starts crumbling. And everyone turns on Juno. Meanwhile, Sarah is having hallucinations. Because it's not just the descent into the cave. No. The title also involves her descent into madness. Did you ever question how they exist down there since the guys are all completely blind? It's like, do they just hump everything until they think they got it right?
Bats. So they work like bats, so...
Yeah. so
Bats
that's-
help you find where to stick it. Like echolocation. I don't think that it works that well.
I don't know. They didn't think it through. They're not going to think of a whole monster's ecosystem.
They did in Aliens.
Yeah, that was Aliens. Aliens was meant to be like that.
Yes.
The monsters start waking up because all the women are screaming because they can't find their way out of the cave.
That's how they find them. Because they're all screaming out. Technically, isn't it Juno that's calling all their names?
Well, I mean, you kind of have to. Everyone's lost in the dark, and she's supposed to lead. She's the one that all the responsibility is on. So she has to keep them together and give them orders and stuff. Like, Juno is the Captain America of caves. And Sarah's like the Hulk. Because as the monsters start attacking and killing people, I think the first person they killed was Holly after she broke her leg.
Yeah, she was the easiest to catch. They rip out her
She's
throat.
Extreme. apparently.
Yeah, she didn't die the most extreme death, I don't think.
No, she died a slow, painful death.
We don't care.
Yeah, by the way, bravo on those special effects there. Like, before there's a scene like that where someone got her hand cut and I'm like, oh, that blood is too watery. But when Holly breaks her leg, that's just nasty. That's some gruesome stuff. Well, I'm gonna give them a golf clap for that. Everyone's getting separated. Juno is the first to go berserker. And she's killing everybody with a pickaxe because
She accidentally killed someone with a pickaxe, too.
yeah, she kills Sarah's best friend with the pickaxe, but she didn't mean to. That's Sarah's best friend's fault. That is her fault. I'm just gonna walk up to you after you just went on this killing spree. You're not gonna say, hey. That's all it took. Hey. I'm behind you. She could say something. She lived a long time after getting stabbed in the neck, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was weird.
Sorry, you guys. I need to drop out of this one.
Get
But I'll
on
be
up,
back.
man.
I know.
You get up here, and then you don't say anything. Now you're gone.
I know, right? It's a crazy night. I'll be better next time. Bye.
Okay, later.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there were 3, just like in the movie.
That's what happened. He's getting chased off by half-naked mouse women who want to cannibalize his stripperness. We should probably talk about a little bit why they thought there was an exit, because of cave paintings. Cave paintings hundreds of years old. Clearly that exit still exists.
Of course, because, nothing changes over hundreds of thousands of years.
Land doesn't move. Doesn't wither away. No, it's static. I like this movie. Next time we're going to be reviewing
The
The
Descent,
Descent
Part,
Part
2.
2, which I believe is
Reckoning.
entirely American. And
Yeah, it doesn't have the same director.
I don't think I'm going to like that movie. But I do like this movie. So it's really interesting to see what I liked about this movie that's going to be lost in that movie.
Probably everything.
Or everything. Like, it might not even be considered a chick flick. Like, this has an all-women's cast. There's plenty of crying, and it makes women seem badass in a good way.
The sequel can't be any good. What more can they add? Men.
Man, we're horrible, aren't we?
We are horrible, evil, nasty things.
But I like the movie because, they do take the time to build up the characters, even if not everyone gets their little spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And, I do like the 2 main characters and how, their stories kind of revolved around each other.
Oh, did we ever mention that Juno was cheating? Wait, having an affair with...
No, that's what Beth thinks. It's not confirmed.
No, it's the necklace, I think it was.
Yeah, but the necklace was just to prove that she killed Beth.
Yep. She didn't kill...
That she accidentally killed Beth, and Beth's like, she did it on purpose.
I know. That was a dick move on her part. Juno killed me. What?
Totally not by accident.
Or she looked into my eyes and she said, "Oh, I don't like your boobs." Just stabbed me in the neck. And I'm still alive. How come I haven't bled to death yet?
I don't know how she... Yeah, I don't understand how she survived so long either, now that I think about it.
What do you guys think of the movie?
It's
It was...
a crappy, cheap horror movie.
Oh.
Like, it didn't really try to scare me.
Well, I wouldn't say it
jump
was...
scares, but the jump scares were not scary enough.
It wasn't that it was scary, but it was intense. Now, it's one of those movies, I don't think it tries to scare the audience, but it portrays the fear of the characters in the movie very well.
True.
Yes.
It also portrays the insanity pretty well.
Well, I've seen it portrayed better. 'Cause,
Black Swan?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, not yet?
No. You know what? We could review that. That's all chicky. It's not exactly
I
a
don't
chick flick, but...
I think there are 2 chicks crying in that, actually. There's also 2 chicks kissing.
And ballerinas.
Yeah.
There aren't enough movies about mole people. And this is one of them. And that's why it's great. That's why it's memorable.
That's why we liked it, because there were mole people.
That's why 2 of us liked it and the other guy just thought it was meh.
It was just meh.
It was more than meh. No, stop. Give me a horror movie you watched that you thought was more than meh. So we can have something to scale with.
What?
Tell us a horror movie that you thought was greater than meh, so I have something to scale with.
I got nothing. I don't really watch too many
There we
horror
go.
movies.
There we go. You're not a fan of the genre.
Not really.
So, Nokami has returned to us.
Hi.
You won't leave us mid game.
Nokami always leaves us. Alone.
I do.
Dark.
I won't leave you this time. I will be here all the way.
If we were in the cave, Nokami the one to find the exit without telling anyone and just leave.
I think
I'd come back.
this whole thing with the
Eventually.
cave would never happen because, once again, we're not that dumb.
Yeah.
Not like how we're
And none
directed.
of us are that extreme with an X. Like
Exactly.
Gino,
It's not that we aren't that dumb. We aren't that extreme.
with an X.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the X with my arms right now. That's how extreme it is. And so, The Descent Part 2. Oh man, do I hate this movie. I hate it.
Why was it
I
made?
absolutely
Why
hate
was
it.
made? There was no, at least in the first movie, there was some like, I guess a slight scare factor because you didn't know what was there. You didn't know what was going to happen. Well, this was the exact same movie, just with some men this time.
Yeah, but it's so many things, but yeah, you're right about that. It's not as suspenseful as the first movie.
Pretty much, it's going, hey, remember this dead body? Remember that dead body?
That's one thing. And another thing is, what I felt is, they felt like, hey, it's in a cave. That's where all the suspense takes place at. We don't have to write anything suspenseful. It takes place in a cave. And that to me is like saying, hey, it's in a haunted house. That makes it a horror movie. No, Casper took place in a haunted house. That does not make it a horror movie. You have to write
I
something.
was scared by Casper. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Go to your room.
Sorry. I was only kidding.
No, well, I think we were all a little scared of Fats, though. They introduced a bunch of new characters that, well, let me correct that. A bunch of new characters appear, because they sure don't introduce them. You don't know anything about these characters. They are so shallow and cardboard.
Their whole purpose was to just die.
Exactly. You can't care at all that they're dead. And it's not like the first movie where they tried to make you like the characters before then. And then even when they got in the cave, there's still a lot of character work before the monsters get in. The moment. Here, nah, you don't care at all. Even the one character that they want you to care about, the female police officer, she doesn't have any personality or anything. The only thing they wanted you to think is, hey, she has a kid. That makes you care, right? Doesn't that just get down to your heartstrings? No.
I
you
don't have
to just...
heartstrings, apparently.
I don't think you do.
Yes, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah, that's our next podcast. We're going to talk about Stray and his lack of heartstrings.
Maybe it's because I'm deaf.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of nameless characters. And that's not because they don't have names, but you can't possibly be expected to remember them, being that they have no personality. But one of the things that really just throws me off of this whole movie is that the two characters from the last movie, Sarah and Juno, appear in this movie. And they're played by different actors, and it is terrible. It is absolutely terrible.
What I want to know is, how is it in the short time they were in that cave killing these guys that Sarah became a master
That's
killing
what's
these
getting me.
guys?
Like, you can't become adept at hunting, like, monsters for, like, 2 days? No.
Yeah, 2 days.
Think about how long Juno was in there with her broken leg.
Like, from the Sarah perspective, a lot of that, there's just a lot of gaps in that logic. She escapes. They find her, put her in a hospital, and force her to go back down in the same day. And she does it. Why? Why would you go back down there? At all. You just make up some lie about what happened to everybody else. And let that be it.
Didn't she have amnesia though?
She did have a little amnesia, so they said. Where that came from, I don't know.
It's like she tried to forget everything, and then she goes back and sees that one chick's dead body, and she's like, oh, I remember everything. The hunt. The thrill of the hunt.
And she still has a completely different personality, more or less. She's not as hysterical as before. She's nowhere near as pissed off as she was before. And maybe she was supposed to be, but the actress doesn't portray it well. And she has a different accent. I mean, come on.
Wasn't she British? Yeah, she was British.
I don't know, but she sounded Scottish in this one.
No. I mean, like, the original Sarah was supposed to be British.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what else did I hate about Sarah? I know.
You just hate so many things. It's hard.
All the hate just flowed out of me in that last rant.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing, more hate.
You don't have.
I really like Sarah in the last movie, and then this version, this character is just terrible.
I love how she protects that one chick and just leaves that dude to die.
Yeah, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when he says that dude, because we don't, all of them are that dude, because we don't know their names. They're not
the old dude whose arm they cut off, but that like other dude.
Last part of this, we did not remember their names. We only remembered the one which somewhat important to us.
Juno, Sarah, and that one chick.
Beth?
Holly?
Ellen. I think that's Ellen?
Everyone has a different that one chick.
They're the important ones.
This time around, we only remember Juno and Sarah.
I remember one thing I hate about this movie, about Sarah that I was going to talk about. The sheriff. The sheriff is like, hey, she might know where to find everyone else in that cave. And I'm thinking, no, she wouldn't know that. Because it's an unexplored cave, and she barely found her way out. And even if she did know that, you're going in through a completely different entrance in a cave system that you don't know how big it is. She could not possibly know where to find her friends in this cave system. Especially since she has amnesia. What type of sense does that make?
Bad movie logic sense.
Equal sense, basically.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happened. Doesn't it have it had a different director, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
It's
also like a straight to DVD release.
Hey, this did well in the box office. Let's make it better.
Yeah, like
in the UK.
Wait, I thought in the UK version everyone died.
That's what I say. It came out in theaters in the UK. It was straight to DVD here.
Wait, how does the UK version work out then?
It's the exact same movie.
Yeah.
I know.
Look,
but
I understand where your confusion comes from.
You're thinking of the original Descent, not the
In
Descent.
the original Descent, Sarah and Juno shouldn't have made it. There's no reason for them to have made it, but they do. And the reason for that is no reason. Because movie sequel logic. He's gone. I give up.
My mind is just broken right now.
Yeah. It's like Juno. They introduced Juno later in the movie, and she's still pissed off because Sarah stabbed her in the leg with a pickaxe. There's no visible scars for this, and she is moving about like freaking Tomb Raider.
That is the only way she could kill these things.
Stabbed in the leg with a pickaxe. How are you doing backflips? It doesn't make any sense.
She's Asian? I don't know what
this one.
Is.
The first one has some Asian in her. This one is just a Latino chick they found on the street.
Apparently, Latinos know Kung Fu too.
Here's one thing. This is a
Actually, no, wait. No, it's actually the same chick.
really.
Yeah.
Well, see, in the first movie, it looked like she had cheekbones, and then in the second movie, she didn't look like she had those cheekbones. So I'm guessing either it was a different chick or she got fatter.
Oh, it does take. There was like a difference between the like filming, I guess. I don't know. My first one came out in 2005. This one, part 2 came out like 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You got fatter and older, I guess.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Wait, actually, Sarah was the same person too.
Oh my god!
They just lose their ability to act within those years.
As the years went on, they must have dropped.
Yeah, they were. Everyone reprised their roles. By everyone, I mean just Sarah and Juno.
Everyone else is dead.
The other ones you remember.
You gotta help me out here, then. What? It has to at least have been written by someone different. There's no way this could have been written by the same guy from the first movie.
Let me go see.
It's written by Bendis.
Nope, different guy.
All right. Well, finally, someone to blame for all the mediocrity.
Is it a different director?
Yes, because the last one had the same writer and director were the same person. For this one, the original writer was an executive producer.
You're right about the different camera work. Because in the first movie, everything's like dark and red and
yeah, I kind of noticed that too. It's like I thought it was my TV or something, because it looked a lot brighter.
And that takes a lot of the tension away. Yeah. I really think they showed these monsters way too much in this movie, especially near the end.
Yeah, in the first one, the monsters were all going Batman on people. You couldn't see them.
Yeah. And of course, that reminds me of one thing I was going to say. I have a pet peeve when it comes to any horror movie or slasher movie, and that is blood, particularly bright neon pink blood. These guys look like they've been eating glow sticks.
At least it wasn't the dark grape jelly blood from Blood, the live-action movie.
Oh, that jelly blood.
Thing is, this movie, because it was brighter, they could show a lot more of, the gruesome and, the violenceness of these monsters killing these people.
Which we didn't really need to see.
The last one,
extra.
What made it scary was the fact you couldn't see.
And,
That's what it was.
I have to commend them on using practical effects. Every horror fan or slasher fan, we all love practical effects over CG.
I love practical effects in anything, actually.
Yeah, but they went real cheap on this one. Like the one scene where one of the monster's heads gets smashed in by a bunch of rocks, and it just looks so plastic. It looks like a rubber mask you get down from Party City.
Jesus, man, I'm just.
I want to know. There's one thing I want to know. Why was that one chick's body just hanging there, and the monsters never ate it? It was just hanging there.
You know what it is? It's just like Dead Island. They will kill you and then they'll just walk away. They do not want to eat you.
Because the first one they found, she should have at least been just bones, because all her face and everything was still there. I expect them to, when they kill people, to
devour them. Yeah.
Devour them.
And then of course her insides got turned into neon pink blood.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another scene. I think it was when Sarah was choking a monster or something, and the blood from the neck kept entering into her mouth. I'm like, lady, just close your mouth. Her mouth is opening and closing like a goldfish. I'm like, just keep it closed. Why do you want to drink their blood?
Because they were the ones
to gain
who
their
killed Otter.
Another thing I didn't like is when the two characters went berserker mode this time. I didn't care. The first time I was excited. Like, oh yeah, Berserker mode.
But this time, there was no really point for them to go Berserker mode because they're already super skilled at fighting anyway.
With both of the characters, I noticed with Sarah and Juno, they felt less like characters and more like cave women. Like, they didn't talk much. They acted like cave women. They grunted, they crawled on the ground. It's like I was watching Encino Man.
Here's the thing. They really developed their characters because it was so suspenseful in the first movie.
And,
well,
you know,
they developed the characters we needed to know.
and this is what I'm going to talk about here. The ending, and then the real ending. Let me talk about the ending first. And this is what I mean by that. When Sarah and Juno died, and they started playing the epic music, it's like, oh, it's this big sacrifice. Look, and I'd just like to say, Sarah with those scratches on her face, it's like, was she trying to look like Wolverine? Or Cable or something? Like, what is that? She's not Rambo. She's Sarah. But yeah, they really try to over-glorify her sacrifice when she yells and attracts them all, so the new girl can get away. That doesn't work for me. Really good moment, I guess. That ideal, perhaps, but because they murdered these two characters' personalities throughout all the rest of this movie, that just goes in vain for me. And then the actual ending. Why do old redneck people always try to feed dangerous monsters? What is with that? And there's no explanation. It's like, oh, what? Oh, look at the fangs on that thing. Maybe we should feed it cake. And then,
We're human. By the
why
way,
they go out of the way to feed these things?
okay, you guys might hate me for telling you guys this, but there's a sequel. There's going to be another sequel.
Yep, I was about to mention that, and we don't need one, but it's coming.
Oh yeah, I see now. Straight
We're
to
not
DVD.
reviewing that. No.
Early 2012. Guess what we're reviewing in 2012?
Well, see now,
We're using for
this
an
one is
October.
actually written by the first guy, though, the original guy. So,
I don't know. See, we got into this one because there were a lot of women. It started with 5 women and it ended with 3.
The chick that the chick that at the very end is the only one coming back because everyone else is dead.
Yep.
It's not like you're gonna see Sarah show up and she's kicking ass like Juno was.
No. It might happen. Because Juno shouldn't have been able to do that with a pickaxe through her leg.
But this time with a different actor because what's her name? The one that played the chick that lived, well, that was supposed to have lived. She's the only one coming back.
I'm just saying. Clearly, you get healing factors down there, and Sarah might still be alive. Except this time with a beard. A crazy hobo madman beard.
you get healing factors and you become, Lara Croft, so.
Exactly.
Pickaxe.
Yes.
You know what the chick who played Juno also did? She was in the Spider-Man musical.
Oh. You know what? Actually, no. They could have used her. Because everyone in that musical broke their legs, and if she broke her legs, she would still be able to go on with the rest of the musical.
So she was forced to leave the show due to work-related injuries.
Oh my god. So yeah, here's what I think. The Descent 2 is plainly worse than The Descent 1. If you're gonna watch both of these movies, then watch The Descent 2 first, and then watch The Descent 1. Because then you're upgrading to a better movie. Rather than downgrading to a worse movie. And I guess it kind of works if you look at the first movie as a sequel prequel. But then you could just do yourself a favor and not waste your time and just watch the first movie.
Yeah.
And leave it at that.
And then go watch Dr. T and the Women.
This is the thing. This is a podcast where I have to go out of my way to watch a bunch of chick flicks. And then the worst thing I've seen isn't even a chick flick. It's this movie. And I wasn't expecting that.
Dr. Shit and And the woman was better than this?
I don't know. Okay, I don't hate Dr. T and the women. It just confuses me. It's different. This is absolute disdain.
That man got dropped off in Mexico.
What about how Scully got her groove back? Where are we on that territory? At least you.
I'm pretty sure if you listen to the podcast, you can find out how I feel about that one. Kids.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoopi
Go
Goldberg
listen to it.
died.
Any other final thoughts?
Whoopi Goldberg died.
You and Whoopi. Am I gonna have to find like a romantic comedy with Whoopi Goldberg in there for you?
No.
You're gonna have to, or else you won't
Yeah,
shut
I think I will.
No. Please no. I'll shut up.
Anyway, next time on Chick Flick Shuffle. I don't remember. You can look forward to that.
That's the name of the chick flick. That's what it says on our schedule. Right?
Oh my
Dad?
god.
I think I'll
We're
see
gonna have-
what you have written on there.
Yeah, I'm just going there right now.
A Cinderella story.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God.
That's not a good time to watch that movie. Hey, remember how much I told you I hated this movie? Put that in the back of your mind because I might be reusing some of those lines for the next movie.
Copy and paste.
Oh. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't
Especially,
think we have any gentlemen.
I don't think we have any ladies.
Who are listening to us then? We have 30 listeners on average.
There's just one person that thinks Stray's voice sounds pretty. I'm gonna get hate mail one day when Stray gets sick. Hey, where the hell is that Asian, that Canadian guy? What?
No, no, I was not there for Dr. T and the woman.
Yeah, that's because I did a really good impersonation of you. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. Hey, Stray. Okay, thank you, Stray.
Oh.
Nice guy. Very nice guy.
Well, better yet, what do you think, Stray? I'm playing a game.
I told you guys to wait for me. You guys didn't listen.